Hello everyone, welcome to another Python Pandas related tutorial. In this part, we are trying to replicate our Power BI dashboard, and basically we are trying to create these different type of graphs using Python Pandas. The data that we are using is vehicle fraudulent claim dataset, which I will explain you how to get. And here you will see first, we have replicated the KPIs, that number of claims, fraudulent claims, and fraud rate, how to calculate these values. Then fraudulent claims by sex, which is given here. Then we have also tried to replicate fraudulent claims by marital status. Then fraudulent claims by age of policyholder, that you are seeing like this. Next, we have also tried to replicate this particular chart where we are using two different categories. One is the make of the car and second is the vehicle category, whether it's sedan, sports or utility. And we are also showing those values over here. And this is created with reference of this particular clustered column chart in Power BI. So you can see the same graph, how to create it using Python Pandas. So all of this will be taught in this first part of the tutorial. So please let's start this and please follow the tutorial. Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Python Pandas related tutorial by Team Slideshow. In this part we are doing vehicle insurance claim fraud detection exploratory data analysis. So earlier using Power BI, we created a simple interactive dashboard in which we used that particular data set, and it had 15,000 number of claims and fraudulent claims were 923 with a fraudulent claim rate of 5.99%. And we have information like fraudulent claims by marital status, by gender, by age of policyholder, fraudulent versus non-fraudulent claims count, and we have by policy type, etc. The data set that we have is this data set where we have claim month, week of month, day of week, the make of car or vehicle, accident area, day of week in which it was claimed, and it is also given as number of cars, year, base policy, what was the base policy. Here we have age of vehicle, past number of claims. We also have information of days policy, accident, driver rating, deductible, reputation number, policy update, and fraud found. So this is our target field here. So first of all, we will upload the data set in Python. So what we are using here is Python. For Python, we are using Google Colab notebook, which is a cloud hosted notebook. Here we have connected to Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend. And the first thing that we are going to do in Google Colab, we will upload the CSV file. So here is the CSV file that we are going to upload it here. And to read the file, we will import pandas as pd, and we will write df is equal to pd dot read underscore csv because the file is in csv format. And here we are going to use the file path. We can copy the file path and run this, and then we can write df dot head to see the dataset. In order to create the graphs, the visuals, what we can do, we can add some code here and we can import seaborn as SNS, and we can import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So these are the two libraries which we are going to use to plot graphs. And now let's start analyzing the data. So in the data set, first thing that we can do whenever we do exploratory analysis, we write df.info. This kind of gives us, and it is giving information like how many non-null values are there in each column, and look like we don't have missing values. So now we will work as per the dashboard that we created, and we will try to find out these KPIs first. So first thing is number of claims. So we have to calculate number of claims. To calculate number of claims, we can simply write df claim number dot n unique. This particular method return number of unique elements in the object. So if you will run this, here it is giving us an error claim number. So for claim number, we have the policy number. Okay, so we can use this, and for this we will just replace it with the policy number. And here you can see we have 15,420 cases, so which you can see here. Here it is summarized. Here we are getting the exact number, and we can write as number num claims or whatever you want to name it as, and then we can use that number here. So this way you can find out total number of claims, which is basically total number of rows here. Next is we have fraudulent claims. So the next thing that we have to calculate is fraudulent claims. And for fraudulent claims, we have this particular simple formula. So here we will write fraudulent claims is equal to df, where df fraud found p is equal to 1, because wherever fraud found is equal to 1, if we will filter that, so that will be the data that we need. And in that particular data, the policy number, unique values, your total number of unique values exclude NA values by default, will be the total number of fraudulent claims. So which is 923, and you can, since we already created the dataset, you can already get that. Now we need to find the fraud rate. So in order to find the fraud rate, what we have to do, we have to divide the values. So fraud rate will be total number of fraud claims divided by number of claims multiplied by 100. So this will be the fraud rate, which is 5.985. So these are our main KPIs here. Next thing that we will do, add 3 KPIs that are num claims and fraud claims and the fraud rate in one table as 3 columns. So we can do that, and for that we will create a df1. We are creating a data frame where we are using a simple dictionary. Number of claims is equal to num claims, fraud claims is equal to fraud claims, the variables in which we have stored these values. And this way, by using the dictionary, we will have our KPI table, and this way we will have the number of claims, fraud claims, and fraud rate, as you can see here. Obviously we can show it in many different ways, but this is one way of showing it. Next we have fraudulent claims by sex or fraudulent claims by gender, that is given in the data set. So we will write fraudulent claims by gender. Here also we will use the simple formula that df, in df we are using a square bracket, so you can call it df where df fraudulent p equal to 1. That means we are filtering the values where a fraudulent claim was made, and then we are grouping that particular data frame by gender and trying to get its size. So this way you will be able to see that in fraudulent claims by sex, the data frame that is created, fraudulent claims by female is 105 and male is 880. Since this is a data set, we can write df dot plot kind is equal to pi, So here we will simply use kind is equal to 5, and the title that we are going to use is fraudulent claim by sex, X label gender, Y label number of claims, and then we'll use plt.show. So this will show us fraudulent claims by gender. So this is a simple way of plotting that. If you want to show the percentage values, so you can write auto PCT is equal to %.2f. So this way you will be able to see the percentage value that 88% of the cases where cases were fraud, number of claims were made by male, and this is something that you can see here 88.62, 818. So that's why we are kind of seeing those numbers as well, or verifying those numbers as well. Next, what we will try to find out is fraudulent claims by marital status. Process will be similar. Here also we are going to group by marital status as we did for the column. So whatever categorical columns we have, like marital status, like policy type, etc., whatever this type of columns we have, so we can use them in group by. And then if we use the size, so whatever different categories are there, we will be able to see the count of those values. So when you will run this, you will see that in case of divorce there are 3, married 639, single, etc. So we will show in a bar chart. To show it in a bar chart, we will simply use plot kind is equal to bar. In title we will write fraudulent claims by marital status. X level we will write marital status, number of claims. So here you can see, so this shows us that in case of people who are married, total number of claims obviously made by married people may be more. That's why in fraudulent cases also we are seeing this. So this is something that you can get from here. Next, we also have fraudulent claims by age of policyholder, and here the column that is used is age of policyholder. So we will try to find out this as well. So fraudulent claims by age of policyholder in bar horizontal. So that is something that we are going to create. For bar horizontal we have method bar h. So here first of all we will find out fraudulent claims by age. So you can see for different age, and here then we will write fraudulent claims by age in bar horizontal. So this will give us fraudulent claims dot plot. Kind that we are going to use here is bar h, and in that bar h you will see the values like this. So this is fraudulent claims by age of policyholder over 65. You can see age of policyholder when it's between 31 to 35, the number of claims are mostly there. So this is another data. Then we have top 5 make by fraud claims. So here for more information in this particular chart, in legend we have used vehicle category, whether the vehicle is a sedan, sports or utility. But here first of all let's do top 5 make by fraud claim. So when first of all we will do fraud claims count by make, then we will see how to do it top 5, etc. For top 5 you have to write dot, first you have to arrange them in descending order, and then you have to write dot head, and from head you can find top 5, right? So but there are shortcut ways. So if we do top 5 make by fraud claim count, so you can simply write top 5 make is equal to First of all, we will group them by make, then we will find out their size, and as I said, we will sort their values in descending order. So we will write descending is equal to ascending is equal to false, and then we will write head 5. So this will give us top 5 make by fraud. So you can see the values here as you are seeing top 5 make by fraud claims like Pontiac, Toyota, etc. And next thing will be very simple. You can create a bar chart out of it. Now here you can see, obviously when we are going to make top 5 make by fraudulent claim count and we are going to create a graph, it will appear like this. But the actual graph that we want to show should be like this, like where make is on the x-axis and sum of fraudulent cases or count of fraudulent cases, number of cases are on the y-axis. But they are also grouped by vehicle category, whether it's a sedan, sport or utility. So for that, first we will create a grouped data frame. So in a group data frame, we are going to group by both make and vehicle category, and then we are using the fraudulent found and we are using the sum because it is given as 0 and 1, and then we will use the unstacked. Unstacked is also known as a pivot, which gives series with multi-index to produce a data frame. And here we are going to use the fill value as 0. So this way, when you will create a grouped DF, you will see, you will get a data like this. So here you have vehicle category, which is sedan, sport and utility, and then so in column axis you have this, and in row axis you have all the make or all the brands. So this is a simple trick to get information based out of two categories. Okay. Now once we have generated this, now we will create a bar chart. We also have an optional step. That optional step is to sort by total fraud cases. So the group DF we are using, we will use LOC group DF sum axis equal to 1, and we will use sort values ascending is equal to false. So we are sorting the values as per the axis 1, and then you will be able to see it like this. So you will be able to see that in case of sedan, Toyota, etc. Right? So this will sort your values. So here we are axis equal to 1. So we are using group df dot sum, and axis is equal to 1. Okay, the parameter that we are using it. So sort by total fraud cases across all categories. Okay, so that's why we are using sum. So if you will sum them, you will find that in Pontiac we have most number of values. Now our data is ready to be seen in a plot. So we are going to use group df.plot kind is equal to bar. The figure size that we will use is 12,6. Width will be 0.8, and we will write sum of fraudulent by make and vehicle category. Font size is equal to 14, and in y label we will use fraudulent sum of fraudulent p or total cases. So here you can write total fraudulent cases or whatever you want to write. In x label we will write may, because in this graph we have written it like this. And then for container in axis containers, first we have created one axis, so we will write bar label. In bar label on container we will use the type edge and font size is equal to 9. So this will add value labels on each bar as you are seeing here. And now let's create the graph, and here in legend we will use vehicle category as legend. This is important. So here we already have the vehicle category axis which we are using as legend. We are going to use clean and tight layout, and let's show this. So here you can see we have the data. So now you are seeing the same data like this. And one more thing is, if we use group df dot head 5 dot plot, because we want to find out top 5 values, so this will be the way to do that. So this is total fraud cases by make in vehicle category. So this is the part 1 of our analysis, where we try to replicate some of the graphs that we have, and in part 2 we will try to replicate other graphs, whatever can be done using Python. Please subscribe to our channel if you are learning Python, if you are learning data analysis with Python. Our channel will help you in getting a lot of videos related to exploratory data analysis. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.